All right, so here's the 1-point perspective practice sheet full of shapes. Here's the horizon line. Here's the vanishing point. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this vanishing point that is pink and very large, and I'm going to make it a lot smaller because it's important that your ruler lands on 1 point. And if your ruler lands, like say, on this side of the dot as opposed to this side or this side, it's not the same spot. So I'm just going to add a tiny little dot right in the middle. And that is what I'm going to use as my vanishing point. Not the pink circle. It's not even a dot, it's a circle. But this little black dot here. Start with the shapes that are closest to your vanishing point. And again, go to each corner of the shape. In this case, the corner of the rectangle, both of these corners line up to the dot. So you just draw a straight line going up to the dot. Notice my line isn't so dark. Now I'm going to move to the next corner. This is the next corner. But I'm not going to do anything. Why? Because if I were to draw a line going from this corner to the vanishing point, I would be cutting through the inside of the shape. So I'm going to skip that, and I'm going to move to the next corner, which is this one here. I'm going to line it up to the vanishing point, checking to make sure that everything's in line. I'm going to draw my line towards it. This shape is finished. Now we'll go to this shape. Let's start with this corner right here to the vanishing point. Corner to the dot. There's one. Now go to this corner. Making sure that both the corner and the dot are lined up against my ruler. And there's that line. Now I'm going to try this corner. I'm not going to do anything because drawing a line would mean I'd have to cross inside the shape. We do not draw inside the shapes. So let's see this corner. Same thing with this corner. Since the line would go inside, we're going to leave it alone. Here's a triangle. Corner to the dot. This corner to the dot. Oops, got to be careful that that ruler doesn't move around. There we go. This corner to the dot. Oops, it would cross inside this triangle, so I'm not going to do it. Let's talk about things that don't have corners, like circles or any shapes that have rounded edges. The way you do this is instead of lining it up with a corner, because it doesn't have any, take your ruler, start it on the vanishing point, and slide it over. And once you just touch any part of that shape, that's where you draw your line. So again, here's my dot. Here's my ruler edge. I'm rotating it. As soon as I hit that shape, that's where you draw your line to the dot. Now I'm going to come over here. It first hits right there. And so I draw my dot there. Let's move to the lightning bolts. This corner right here, the tip to the dot. All right, this corner to the dot. Now we have a problem because I can draw from this corner without going into this shape, but then I would have to go into this shape. So what I would do now then is, once I get to the triangle or anything that blocks me, I'm just going to stop. So I'm going to draw this line. And as soon as I get to something that gets in my way, I'm just going to stop. Move on to this corner. Line up the corner to the vanishing point. Same thing. We stop there. This corner to the vanishing point. Oops. Once something gets in our way, blocks us, we stop. So there's that shape. We'll start with this corner to the vanishing point. We're going to stop here because this shape is in our way. Let's go to this corner now. Well, let's go to this corner. I'm skipping it because I already know that if we were to draw a line from this corner to the vanishing point, we'd have to cross inside the shape, so we're going to leave it alone. Now we move to this corner here. It's the next corner that I see. Line it up to the vanishing point. Draw your line. Boom. Now we go to this corner. Always careful that everything's lined up correctly. I'm looking here and I'm looking here. Oops, did you see that? I just accidentally moved my ruler a little bit. So I'm going to move it right back. It's important that the ruler doesn't move. So we're going to hold this down and we're going to draw that line. And we're going to stop right there. Now we don't have a corner here, but we have an edge. It's rounded. So I'm going to take the ruler, line it up to the vanishing point, and I'm going to rotate it until I touch that shape right there. So I'm going to take this now and I'm going to draw that line. See it? This shape is finished. Corner, dot, make sure it's lined up. All right, I'm going to draw my line. Oops, something's in my way, so I'm going to stop right here. Just stop right there. So line up the ruler, swing it around. As soon as it touches that teardrop shape, that's where the edge is. And see over here, this shape is a little bit in the way, so we're going to stop the line right here. Just stop it right there. And it actually looks like it keeps going because it lines up to this line over here. So there's that shape. Let's go to the star. This one here, lined up to the vanishing point. But since this square is in our way, we're going to stop right there. And let's go to this corner in here. This corner we're going to leave alone because look, it goes inside the shape. So now we're going to move to this corner. Again, this shape is going to be in our way, so we're going to stop the line right there. Now we go to this corner. From here, and we stop right there because this is in our way. Now we go to that corner. Corner to the vanishing point. Making sure it's accurate. And again, right here, we're going to stop because this is getting in our way. We're going to stop right there. Now we go to this corner right here. We're not going to do it because we'd have to draw inside the shape. So let's go to the next corner, which is this one. Line it up. And we're going to go. And this one can go all the way. This corner, nope, would go through the shape. This corner, nope. And that's it. That's it for the star. Okay, part of my video got cut off before. I don't know what happened. And I finished this without it being recording. But I want to talk about this shape right here. So what I did was I took, as you can see, I erased it. I want to do it again. It didn't come out on the video. I'm going to take the first corner I come into contact with, line it up to the vanishing point, and I'm going to draw my line, and I'm going to stop right there. Then I'm going to go to this point right here. I'm going to line it up again to the vanishing point, and I'm going to draw my line. I'm able to go all the way on that one. Now, I noticed that there is some shape above this line which can be connected to the vanishing point, which means if I go like this and slide this ruler over, there is an edge of that shape that I'm going to hit. So we want to create a line from where this ruler touches this shape to the vanishing point. In real life, we would be able to see the top, just barely the top of this shape if it was in 3D. Okay, so here we are. We have completed the 1-point perspective practice sheet. All of our shapes appear to be coming at us from the vanishing point. They are in 3D and they look really long. But what happens if we don't want shapes that are really long? We have to create the back part of the shape. How do we do that? We do that by drawing lines that are the same as the lines that are in the front of the shape. If they are straight lines, then the lines should be parallel. let's start with this lightning bolt since it's kind of over here visible. So to create the back part of this shape, I'm going to start with this line right here, this edge. So the shape, the side of the shape goes towards the vanishing point. I'm going to focus on this line right here. I'm going to line my ruler up to it just so that I can make sure that the back line of the shape is parallel to it. I'm going to slide it down. Okay, see that? Slide it down. I'm going to go to about here and I'm going to draw a line here. That's going to be the back side of the shape. Now, see this distance? I want to copy that same distance when I do this line. So I'm going to slide down. We can estimate it. It doesn't have to be exact. So here the edge of the ruler is parallel to this line. I'm going to draw a line here. This one here, we're going to look at this line and we're going to bring it down. The ruler parallel to this line, and I'm going to draw that line. I'm going to take my eraser and erase the extra lines. I'm going to protect my shape with this eraser shield. This blocks the eraser from erasing the lines that I want. Extra line. When I don't have an eraser shield, I will just try to be careful when erasing. And if I erase something that I don't want to erase, and just draw it back in. So here's our 3D lightning bolt shape. I'm going to do the same with the star. I'm not going to use a ruler. I'm pretty good at judging the angles. And what I do is I just take my pencil and I go like this, get used to that angle, and I'm slide down and I'm going to draw that here. Now look at this angle right here. This line, I'm going to need to draw that over here. You stop when you get to the line. Once you get to this line, now we're talking about this edge right here. And where this line meets the converging line over here, that's where we're going to line up and start this line from. So there's that edge. Here we have this line right here. Slide down the converging line. And it's going to be parallel. It's a little off, but as long as you get it close. And we didn't draw any lines here, so now we need to erase the extra lines. So here we have our 3D star. I'd say shapes, but once shapes become three-dimensional, they're no longer shapes. They are what? Forms. We started with shapes, but they are forms. And you can add a little shading to it, just to give it a little bit of a dimension. Here's my 3D star. Here's the diamond. I'm going to make this long. Parallel lines, same angle. Parallel lines. There's my 3D shape. Okay, curved lines. Let's look at this teardrop shape. So the back of it, we're going to draw a line that copies this one here. See how it comes out down at a slant and then curves under? We're going to do the same here. Copy it, comes down on a slant, and it curves under like that. I like these eraser shields, especially when I'm working on something that's very detailed and intricate. They're very thin, and they have a lot of little shapes and templates on the inside that you can use to erase little areas. For example, see this little line right here? You can take this little edge right here, see that? And it protects these lines and these lines. Slide that in there. It works with any eraser too. I'm just using an electric eraser. I'm lazy when it comes to erasing. There you go. See? Erase that little line, protected those. So here we have some shapes. I would like you to shorten all of the shapes. Here's my circle. Again, this curved line. I'm going to make my circle come down to here. You just want to do a curved line that matches the front. There is my circle. Now see this little line right here? I want to protect this line. I want to erase that one. So I'm going to line this up right there. These eraser shields are pretty cheap. They're a little bit more than $1. You can get them on Blick Art Material Store or any art supply store. But Blick is the cheapest. So here are some of the shapes that I shortened. Shorten the rest of them and you're done with this activity. Thank you.